What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Fotis, and this is the Black Rabbit. So, today I have a message for you, which is brought by the mighty King Belial. He is the 68th Goetic spirit, and I'm not gonna go into details right in this video of what the spirit actually represents, but I'm gonna tell you a personal experience that I had with this certain spirit the past few days that that it happened to come in touch with this certain spirit out of the blue, completely out of the blue. And I got super soaked with its energy. And all I can say is that at the same day, everything started to change drastically. So stay tuned to see what I'm about to say and to give you the message as a mediator to you and King Belial. So let's get right into it. So there was, as usual, uh, we're all like having our bad times, and sometimes we are getting lost in things that do not matter. And this is what happened for me in the last past months. I was lost into things that don't matter, and I had to wake up into these things because I wasn't feeling satisfied with what I did, what I kept doing, and I was stuck in a kind of a negative cycle. So in order to escape that cycle, I have a certain set of tools, personal tools and personal exercises that when I have this downward spiral of unhealthy patterns, I just perform and use all these tools and mechanisms that I found and I have created for myself in order to escape that and take my power back from being completely unconscious into a dream that I didn't even choose. Or actually, I did choose, but I didn't want to wake up. And I had to wake up at some point. So the message is that you should stand in your power no matter what, because nobody else will do that for you. You should be brutally honest. And when I say brutally honest, there is no necessity to be brutally honest to things that are gonna harm people, but you should be brutally honest to things that actually ignite you and trigger you. And you have to place boundaries sometimes. It's a good to be a gentleman, and it's good to be um, elegant and caring and smiley and all these beautiful things. You should be able to turn all of these situations and all these positive traits and also have the foundation of the negative traits, being able to fight, to confront, and to set boundaries. So the first thing I'm pretty good at. At the second thing I'm developing it. And the spirit that helped me enormously to develop this ability within myself is King Belial, that I got in touch very, very frequently. Like this is super recent. And I was so amazed by his current and his energy that changed me in plenty of ways. So the signature energy of the King Belial is very fiery, very brutal, very primal, very strong, and very like, I feel like it's masculine in a way that is super strict masculine and a super high level masculine energy. To the point that it commands energy to go where it needs to go effortlessly. So it was an afternoon. I did the ritual with King Belial. The next thing I know, I was about to go out this night. 5 incidents of anger happening in one night, and when I go out, I don't have any shit like that. But I invoked the. I did a summon. It wasn't an invocation actually. Actually, I don't want to distinct these two things because the way I do rituals is like I'm not evoking or I think it's mostly dominant on invoking. I'm legitly expecting the spirit to possess me in order to speak to it. I'm not bringing it out in a triangle or something like that. So I'm very open to these types of energies because my heart is open to learn more about myself and about the spirits and about the universe and to become better every day. So this energy of King Belial taught me that night. First of all, it triggered me to the point that it lit up some dormant aspects of myself that has to do with boundaries, that has to do with being honest and studying on your own truth. And that night there were many things, there were many situations and synchronicities that came in that challenged me to the point that I went to a restaurant to have fun, but the waiter was actually upset. He was like not upset, but he was like you couldn't say that this guy is polite, you know. You couldn't say that this guy is helpful or something. You would if you were in my position, because I'm generally polite to everyone. If nobody does anything to me, I'm pretty polite, I'm pretty chill. But this guy, you saw in his phrase, his frustration with us as clients for literally nothing. And I straight up tell that in his face. And he was like, oh no, it's not like this. I work 7 hours a day and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I've done your job. From the point that I started serving to the point that I went back into the fucking locker to get my stuff and get the fuck out of there, of the restaurant that I used to work, I was always polite from the beginning to the end because I know this is my profession, this is how I should be, and this is how I should treat clients. But when you see somebody treating like that, they might leave and you might play it polite. You don't have to be polite. If it bothers you, straight up tell this to the guy. And these incidents happened in 3 times at the same night. All the waitresses that came in to serve me were fucking disgusting, frustrated with nothing, and they were just coming in for me to get upset because I used to have this job and I know what is to work as a waiter and I know what it's like to serve to people. But these guys were like, I went to really pretty high class restaurants and it's supposed to be very professional, but it wasn't. And I was giving my money away in order to have an experience like that, but I didn't get it and I didn't receive it. And that's why, after all this shit, I tell them and I go straight up to the manager and I tell them that this guy right there, he's acting like this, and this. And yeah, I mean, I could leave the restaurant and not say anything, but this would bother me. And after I addressed that, I felt the restaurant like nothing happened. I wasn't frustrated at all, because all this shit that was bothering me, I stood up for myself. I was being authentic with what was going on. I didn't let it slide. And I was just like telling the absolute truth. You know, I've done this job, so I know. Anyways, you might say that the waiter is a small example, but it's not a small example because small triggers like this show you things about yourself, and they give you opportunities to start practicing on setting boundaries and start practicing on standing in your ground and start practicing on uh, getting what you want, getting what you actually want. So, what else? I also, at the same night, uh, it happened to me and my friends. It happened to step to get to meet some girls and stuff, and we had a very beautiful time and stuff. So, and after that, some shit happened with the girls and stuff, and you remember that some things triggered me, and I went back home and I was so fiery that I couldn't sleep till 10 a.m. 10 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I was just um, self-reflecting on what happened. Uh, I was trying to understand what happened intellectually, but also emotionally. I tried to see what types of feelings were coming up for this type of incident. And it taught me many things, and it brought some dark shit about my shadow. And it was actually me, not them. So he will show you your shit and your shadow, and you have to live with it. So yeah, I find it very, very, very helpful, and I want to share that with the audience because simple things like this is what in the beginning motivated me to go down in that journey. Using spirits like this, aspects of yourself, and literally inviting them into your life, into real life circumstances, and literally create synchronicities where you can project this aspect of yourself and getting to understand them more is such an absolute gem. And that's why this whole dark arts thing, um, the occultism exists. And this is what gives you, this is the value. This is the, I think this is one of the purest intentions you can have in this field. Um, yeah, so he taught me in just a matter of few days, and I'm very excited to see what he's gonna teach me in the future. He taught me in a really few days that you have to stand your ground. You have to be brutally honest and stand in your truth, because when you stand in your truth, your inside feels so good because you've done the work for yourself. You didn't just sucked in all the fucking bullshit from from the other people and just let it poison you slowly and slowly. You take it back and you spit it back right at them, and then you process the whole thing. And that's very helpful for your inner state, to build self-love and to be protector of your own vulnerabilities. Very beautiful and very powerful. So, I'm thinking of doing a Goetia series, and tell me if you think I should do that. Goetia series, I'm gonna break down its demon, and I'm gonna share personal experiences if I have any with a certain spirit, because I haven't worked with all of the Goetia. I have chose selectively some spirits that are according to my vulnerabilities, according to the aspects of myself that I wanted to develop. So tell me if you are interested in that. Tell me if you're interested in me sharing more experiences with spirits and spirit work. And one more thing that I forgot to say about Belial is that this kind of pure raw primal energy is when you come in contact with him, by the law of energy transference, you're just gonna get all this fire and all this anger and all this furiousness and all this fire that wants to expand and fucking kill everything in its way. So, one thing in the beginning, if you haven't set boundaries for a long time, they might come out ugly. I'm warning you about this because after this invocation, the next day I had a very, very big fight with a close person of mine that I never seen myself such turning into such a beast. And after I turned into such a beast, and it was uncontrollable, and of course, I'm not suggesting you to be like that, to actually, you know what? I'm suggesting you to do whatever the fuck you want because we are exploring ourselves. This is what we do. But for me, like all this explosion, it was very beneficial for me. Not beneficial to the relationship, but it came out of uh, uh, it came out of a place inside of myself of an extreme need of placing boundaries, and it happened very aggressively because the other person couldn't understand what was bothering me. And I have talked a lot of times about the things that bother me, but it happened like this, and I never seen myself turning into such a furious beast. Like I was, the anger, the furiousness was over the top, but when all these things, when all this charged, I throw it away from myself because it was building up from this person. I throw it all away from my inside and throw it back to that person. For the whole day, I was feeling like I was feeling perfect. I was feeling like a huge weight came off my chest. I could walk literally more effortlessly. Like I got all this super activity that I had and all this anger settled down because if you have built in uh, a lot of anger during like the past uh, and you haven't expressed it yet, it's gonna blow the fuck up, and yeah, that's gonna be very destructive. But it's good. It was just an opening that came. All the shit was took out, not all, but the most of it, and yeah, it was a beautiful experience. And now all I need to know is where this anger is coming from, because of course it's useful to have anger, and it's useful. The emotion of anger is like very powerful if you can use it with intent and correctly. It can burn down things that do no longer serve you, which it did consequently. And yeah, it's like it's a very powerful fire. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, like literally, comment down below. I will try to answer them. And if you have any topic suggestions that you would like to cover them in the future, please let me know. I will be grateful about that. So, place boundaries, brothers and sisters. Stand for your ground, stand for your truth. When you're wrong, admit it, go on, and change the thing that doesn't serve you. Be polite, be loving, be caring to other people, but take no shit. Okay? See you soon.